Hey, it's Cy Blackburn here. And let me ask you a question. How do you take somebody who's interested in what you do and turn them into a client? That's called the art of conversion. Taking somebody who's potentially interested in what you do, getting them to know you, like you, and most importantly, trust you so that ultimately they can become a high-ticket client for you. Now, the process of conversion differs from industry to industry. If you have a software company and you try to build something which converts somebody who's interested into a client, it's going to be entirely different to what it takes to convert somebody who's interested as a coaching client into an actual client. So what I've done today is gone through scientifically the 4 highest converting funnels for a coach. So let's talk about the 4 aspects of coaching conversion. So number 1, we have videos. Now you've seen these online. These are basically content videos or sales videos where people give value and expect you to either buy at the end or book in a phone call. We then have webinars. Now webinars, you may have attended one in your time. A webinar effectively is an online seminar where somebody books in a pre-scheduled date, you show up as an audience member and he gives you value. Number 3, ebooks. Ebooks are where the author or the coach writes down content and delivers it to clients in the form of written text. Number 4, quizzes, not as common. Quizzes are effectively where you give value to a client in the form of a personalized quiz. They enter in their answers in a quiz and it spits out a personalized report at the end. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to each and every one on the list here. Now with videos, one of the great things is somebody can see your video anytime, anywhere. Now, one of the disadvantages of having them being able to see your video anytime, anywhere is the retention rate on videos is generally fairly low. You'll find that people don't really watch beyond the first 10% of a video because they deem in the back of their mind, you know what, I can watch this video anytime, I'm just going to check it out later, and often they never do. Webinars solve that issue because what happens is somebody that signs up for a webinar, they have to put it in their calendar. They have to make sure they show up, they have to make sure that they're present, they have to make sure all distractions are turned off. So what you'll find on webinars is the retention rate is higher when they log on to a webinar. The disadvantage, however, for a webinar is that you'll find the attendance rate is lower. Because people have to book in at a certain time, you typically get between a 20 and 30% attendance rate on a webinar. However, of that 20 to 30%, you'll find a lot more end up going to the end and ultimately booking in phone calls, buying products. So webinars can be advantageous except for that attendance rate. Ebooks. Now, similarly to videos, people can get these on demand. And one of the advantages is different people have different ways of receiving knowledge. Some like visual, some like auditory, some like reading. Ebooks cater for the reading demographic. One of the advantages of ebooks is that you become a published author when you create an ebook, so it creates credibility. One of the disadvantages is actual retention rate throughout the ebook. So you find between 1 and 5% end up reading the entire thing versus webinars or going through videos. So really the advantage of an ebook is much more from a credibility standpoint than anything else. Then you've got quizzes. Quizzes are very cool, especially if you know how to create one, because you can create a quiz on any topic you want and spit out a personalized report. So one of the advantages of having quizzes is they're highly personalized. You can create something where the person is reading it and they're like, yes, that's me. That's exactly who I am. That resonates with me. So what you find is that retention rate on quizzes is astronomical. People complete them, they go through them, they read the report at the other end. So you really get retention rates on quizzes pretty high. The issue with creating a quiz, though, is the technology behind actually creating it. If you don't create the technology well enough, it spits out wrong reports or the quizzes don't appear correctly. So really it's the creation of the quiz which can actually be a challenge. Now, when you look at all of these, each one is relevant for a different portion of your coaching business. However, when it comes to building a funnel and a conversion piece which generates high-ticket clients on demand, only one of those 4 stands strong. Now, I'm going to go through that in the next video, which is creating the perfect high ticket funnel for a coach.